Hi everyone, I come with another tutorial. So here what we're going to do is we're going to be solving uh, the equations, and then we have been told we have a condition here to say x should be a real number. And then okay, let's see what we can do with these equations. So the first question here, A, is telling us to say the root of 3. So the root of 3x minus 2 is equal to 3x minus 2. So basically these are also somehow quadratic equations. So what you do when you want to get rid of this square root, you just square both sides. So once you square both sides, you're going to have 3x minus 2 this side, and then this other side, this 3x minus 2 simply means 3x minus 2 multiplying itself again, multiplying with itself. So you write 3x minus 2. So here mathematics, the way it is, the rules are just the same everywhere and every time. So if you want, you can do what's this. If you want, you can just cancel 3x there and that side, and then find the value of the solution. But if you want, you can turn it into a quadratic equation. You still find the same answers. Let's try to do this. Let's try to turn it into an equation. You see what it's going to give us. So 3x times 3x, you get 9x squared. Then 3x times 2, you get negative 6x. Then even that one will give you negative 6x. Negative 2 times negative 2, you get positive 4. So we're going to have something like this, 9x squared, and then we're going to have 9x squared minus 12x. Then when this 3x comes this side, it will also be minus 3x, and then you have negative 2. When you add it with that 4, then it's going to be positive 6. When you bring this negative 2 to the other side of the equal sign, it's going to be positive 6. So this is going to be equal to 0. Okay. So what you're going to do now is, this is what you're, then this will give you negative 15x, and then plus 6. So this can be reduced. So when you divide everything by 3, you're going to have 3x squared minus 5x minus 2, which is equal to 0. So from here, I'm sure most of us can solve it and can take it up. You can just now find the product and the sum. Let me maybe help you find the product or the factors. So the factors are going to be, so you have 3x squared, two numbers that you can add to give you negative 5. When you multiply them, they'll give you negative 6. It's positive 1, meaning positive x, and negative 6x. So this is what you do. Then from here, you just factorize and find the values of x. Okay, let's quickly move on to the next question. I'm sure from here no one can fail to solve this now. Okay. So the next question is this one. So here again, what you can do, if you want, you can just do this. You square both sides like that. Yeah, if you want, you can do this. You square both sides, and then you begin to work it out. So if you are squaring both sides like I have done here, it means that you start first by multiplying this by itself. So when you multiply this, and what I'm trying to say is this: when you square this side, it's just the same as multiplying this times this. So how do you multiply that times that? Oh, sorry, this bracket is supposed to be this other side. Okay, so how do you now work it out? So you start first by multiplying the root of x minus 2 times the root of x minus 2. You are going to remain with x minus 2. And then you say minus the root of x minus 2 times this. It's just the same as multiplying whatsoever that is inside the roots there. So it's just the same as multiplying x minus 2 and 2x minus 11. So x minus 2 times 2x minus 11. Okay, let me just write it there for simplicity's sake. X minus 2, and then we have 2x minus 11. And then finally you do as this. So since these are just the same, you are multiplying this times that times that, you can just put a 2 there, yeah, because at some point you also come and multiply this part times this other part, which will give you the same, and then when you add them you get negative 2 there. Okay, so again when you multiply this times that, will just give you positive 2x minus 11. So this other side, when you square that, you just get x minus 5. So here it's just a matter of simplifying the expression now. So we can say this is negative 2, the root of x times 2x will get 2x squared. X times 11 we get negative 11x, and then we say negative 2 times 2x we get negative 4x. Then negative 2 times 11 you get negative 22. Oh sorry, negative 2 times negative 11, it will be a positive 22 there. So from there you now say this is equal to, and then you have this x, so x minus 2x, when this 2x crosses the equal sign to be negative, so we're going to have x minus 2x, which gives you negative x. Negative x minus x, we're going to get negative 2x. Or you can start it from this side, say x minus 2x plus 2x is going to be 3x. When you take it to the other side, it's going to be x minus 3x, which gives you negative 2x, which is just the same thing. So you come to the constant numbers here. We have negative 5 this side. When you take the negative 11 to the other side of the equal sign to be a positive 11, so negative 5 plus 11 will get positive 6. So positive 6 plus 2 will get positive 8. Then we divide everything by 2. If you want, you can just say by negative 2 by negative 2. So we're going to have something like this: 2x squared, this should be negative 15, then plus 22. Then this other side we're going to have 2 into negative 2 into negative 2x, we're going to have positive x, and then minus 4 2 into 8 you get 4. So here again what we do is we square both sides. So when you square both sides, we're going to have 2x squared minus 15x plus 22 being equal to, when you square this, we're going to have x squared minus 8x plus 16. So here now it's just a matter of pairing the like terms. You pair the like terms, so that when this x squared goes to the other side of the equal sign, we're going to remain with x squared. 2x squared minus x squared, you're going to have x squared. And then this negative 15x, when this negative 8x goes to the other side of the equal sign, we're going to have negative 7x. Yeah, I think it's negative 7x. And then 22, when you subtract it, when you subtract 16 from 22 and this 16 goes to the other side of the equal sign, you have something like, so it will be 22 minus 16, which is I think 8. Is it? Sorry, 6, not 8. Anyway, I've even made a mistake. I've erased everything, but you know what I'm talking about. It's supposed to be 6 there. Okay, so the solution was something like this: x squared, I think. Yeah, I've forgotten. Anyway, let's proceed. But you know what I'm talking about. That was supposed to be 6. 22 minus 16 supposed to give you 6, not 8, not the 8 which I wrote. Okay, so we proceed. So we have this question again, which is C. So C, we also do the same. You square both sides. So when you square both sides, you're going to just have, so when you say this squared and then this other side also squared, you're just going to remain with 7 minus 3 root x being equal to, so the previous question, which is this one, the one that I was solving, after finding that quadratic equation, you simply solve it, find its roots or find its solutions. When you find the solutions, yeah, those are the values of x they want. And then this side, when you square this other side, you just remain with x plus 1. So you pair the like terms. You are going to have, or rather you make the root of x the subject. When you make root x the subject, you're going to have something like this. First, let me do this. This 7 will go to the other side of the equal sign. So meaning you're going to have 1 minus 7, which is just negative 6. And then you divide by negative 3. Divide by negative 3. So you have the root of x being equal to, then you're going to have something like negative x plus 6 over 3. So you square both sides again in order to get rid of the square root. So here I'm going to have x being equal to, so negative x times negative x, you get x squared, and then you have negative x times 6, 6 times negative 6, so meaning you have something like negative 12 here, negative 12x, and then I'm going to have negative 12x, and then 6 times 6, there you get 36. Then everything divided by 3 squared, which is 9. So when you cross multiply there, you have something like 9x being equal to x squared minus 12x plus 36. So here you are going to have this, and then negative 12x minus 9 to be, I think, negative 21x, 21x like that, and then from there you say plus 36 is equal to 0. So from there, what you do is now you do what's this, you just solve the quadratic equation. So what's important for you guys is to know how to solve them. Yeah, is to know how to solve these equations. The process is very important than the solution itself. So if you know how to solve, it's an advantage to you, because whichever question that is going to be brought, you'll be able to solve, and you'll not just wait for solutions. Yeah, so let me just solve maybe one more question, and then we move on to the next question, which is question 15. Alright, so here's the next question. So our next question is this one. So even this one you do the same. So you're going to say, you take this first, you take these two to the other side of the equal sign, so that it's easier for you to square both sides. So you're going to have something like this, being equal to t minus 2. So when you square both sides, you're going to have this side you just remain with 2t minus x. Then this side you are going to have t squared minus 4t, and then plus 4. Yeah, so what you should understand is that when I am doing this, you should also be doing it on the separate paper. There are times when I also error, I can make a mistake. I'm also a human being, I'm not a computer. Even computers at times they tend to make mistakes. So I think as I'm solving, you should also be doing it on the separate sheet. If you find there's an error somewhere, you can inbox me. I know how I control the errors. And then you should also check question, this is tutorial sheet 3, I think question 3 A, question 3A from tutorial sheet 3. I think there was an error there. There was a part where I was supposed to put, I think it is something like 4k, was supposed to be in brackets like this, and then after doing that, after squaring that, it was supposed to come out like that. So question 3A from tutorial sheet 3, it was supposed to come out like that. Now as I was solving it, I made a mistake and wrote something like this instead of something like that. So this is an error which I made. So you guys, you should make sure that you, as you are solving question 3 from tutorial sheet 3, question 3A, you correct that mistake. Okay, let's proceed. Yeah, so you can correct that error. You can correct that error. And then what else? Yeah, I think that's the only error that I've made this semester, but it's good that I've remembered to tell you. And you should also be making sure that when you are watching a video, down there on the subscription button somewhere there is what is called a description for the video. That's where I normally put all the errors that are in the question. But for this semester, don't worry, this is the only error that I made. It's not even an error for those guys that know that solve mathematics, because as you are solving, you can just know to say, oh, this one is a human being, he just made a mistake, you're supposed to put this 4k in brackets and square it. So that's it. So make sure that you should be also solving somewhere. As I'm solving, should be also solving along with me. Okay, so we quickly move on. So you see this, what you just need here is now to find the values of, to solve the quadratic equation. Then how do you solve this equation? Remember, what we are finding is x. We're trying to find x. And then how do you solve this equation? So you are going to have this 2t go to the other side of the equal sign. So you remain with negative x this side. And then you are going to have t squared then minus 40. When you take this negative 2t to the other side of the equal sign, you get negative 6t, and then plus 4. Yeah, so when you divide by negative 1, you're going to find your values of x to be equal to you're going to find the value of x to be equal to what's this? You're going to find your quadratic equation. It's going to be equal to negative t squared minus 6. Oh, sorry, it's going to be plus now. Plus 6t, then minus 4. So what you do is you just solve this quadratic equation. Yeah, just solve this quadratic equation if it's possible. After solving it, I think the values of x that you find are the values of t, which are going to be the numbers that you're going to find. Yeah, because at one point I'm sure you're going to have something like this, x being equal to, you have something in brackets like that, and then another set in brackets like that. So you just come and say x can either be equal to which, yeah, I think this is what you are going to have. These are the values of x. This is where you're going to end. Okay, let's try to check the other question. So the other question is this one here. You solve it the way I solved this one, or the way I solved this one. Same applies to this question here. This question, you also solve it in the same way I solved these two questions. Okay, so see you in the next tutorial video. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, kindly do so. Shalom, shalom.